Good morning, boys. This is your teacher, Shazia. I'll be teaching you history. Okay, let's begin with our lesson, that is with the introduction of history. I hope you know everything, but today we'll be sharing some important tips for your examinations. That is very important even for your ninth class and for your 10th class. So, introduction of history is, first of all, we should know what is history. So, here it is written, it is a study of the past events, particularly in human affairs. We all know what is history and what are we doing with history. That is related to your country or any part of the world. How they came into being, what were the main events, what happened, how it happened, these things are there. Now, the thing is, why to study history? There are some reasons, and that is because we can develop better understanding of the world. Then it enables us to develop greater appreciation for the current today. Okay. Then there are 4 reasons why we study history. We all know we study history. Maybe some people opted for jobs, maybe for different kind of jobs. You know, that is, it can give great jobs like teaching, media, tourism, libraries, people who work in libraries, journalism, any kind of NGOs. NGOs means working for people, for the welfare of people, things like that. We come to know about different events that took place in the world, around the world. And history is more popular than you may think. It is our thinking only that we think that history is nothing, but it really plays an important part in our life. And history people who are studying history, they can have a huge impact on the world. Now let's come to the paper pattern. It has 2 parts. Actually, history has 2 parts. One is pre-partition and post-partition. Pre-partition means before the partition of India and Pakistan, and post-partition means after the partition, what happened, how it happened, all the things that were faced by both the countries, especially Pakistan. We'll be studying about Pakistan especially. Okay, there are 2 sections, section A and B. Section A is of 25 marks, where one compulsory question is there, and that question has 4 parts, that is A, B, C, and D, and they are all interrelated, linked with each other. A and B are source-based questions using historical sources. Here it means part A and B are the source-based, means they can give you a picture, they can either give you a text, graphics, anything like that, and the questions will be based on that particular picture or text. Let's move to the other part, that is section B. The total marks of section B is 50. The time is 1.5 hours. Here it is not mentioned. Then these are choice questions. You will be having 4 questions and you will be doing 2 out of them. Each question has 3 parts. Now let's discuss the parts. One part, testing your knowledge, that is of 4 marks. Testing your knowledge means they're going to give you a word or a sentence and you're going to answer or explain that in the form of paragraph. Factual, maybe dates or names and things like that. Second part will be the testing. They're going to test your knowledge and your understanding. It should have a relevant and appropriate information, means whatever the question is, it should be to the point. You're going to give the correct information, and that is of 7 marks. It should have 3 paragraphs with 3 reasons stating in way as firstly, secondly, and thirdly. Whenever we are writing in paragraphs, and especially if you're giving reasons, so firstly, this happened, then secondly or thirdly, things like that. And you must have learned all these things in your language class, English language class, how to organize paragraphs. Paragraphs are very important to answer a question. Third part is based on knowledge, understanding, analytical, and evaluative ability. Means how you are understanding, how much knowledge is there with you, what do you think about the answer. That is mostly about do you agree or disagree. These type of questions, and that carries 14 marks. It includes appropriate information, examples, and ability to compare and contrast. Compare and contrast means whatever is written, what do you think? Analytical. Here the analytical skills comes when you are telling, writing that why do you think it is like that, or you don't agree, then even you have to support your answer by giving logical reasons of your own. That tells your ability of evaluating and analyzing the question. Now, how you're going to answer this question, this is going to be like essay form, at least 2 pages of writing. It requires 2 pages of writing because it is a lengthy one. 5 paras should be there. It carries 14 marks and it should be divided just like essay into introduction, body, and conclusion. The body should have 3 reasons related to that question. It should be relevant, it should be informative, appropriate information, not here and there. You cannot answer whatever is asked based on that. Introduction carries 2 marks, body reasons with 3 reasons, 3 different paragraphs, and conclusion paragraph and introduction paragraph. It all takes 5 paragraphs. So marks are there for reason, and conclusion carries 4 marks. And conclusion is very important, where you are going to judge whether you agree or not. And if agree, then reason, logical things, that why do you think you agree, and if not, then what. I believe that's enough for today. We'll be beginning our units next time. And boys, please, some very important things you need to be very clear about. Please try to understand the things clearly, because assessment is based on all those things. We'll be giving you questions by the end of the lesson or maybe later, and then you need to answer all those questions. And if you're going to listen carefully, then only you can answer the question. I'll be providing with the e-notes, that is maybe sometime direct on the board, or maybe by giving you PowerPoint presentations. That depends, but we are trying our best to make you understand all those things. Thank you, boys.